Hi,
I got
everyone. Welcome to the next session. Josh is going to be talking about CNC machining. So I'm really curious to see how you're making use of Node-RED in that environment. I think it's going to be very interesting for a variety of different individuals. Josh, I'll let you give a brief introduction of yourself and dive into the presentation.
all right. I'm Josh Dudley with Abrasive Technology, and let me get my screen shared here.
Yes, sir.
Give me one sec. There we go. Okay. And yeah, I'm going to be sharing some work that we did. It's not necessarily CNC machining, but it's using the same concept and process to uh, mask small tools for an electroplating process. So I wanted to give a shout out to an intern that we had working with us this summer, Roberto. He he was pretty instrumental in helping us to get this, all the way to the finish line, just with bandwidth of programming and helping helping us accomplish a goal that we had. Um, the poll question, I suppose, will be presented. Just curious how many people in attendance today have used Node-RED and any way to control CNC production equipment. This is a picture to kind of give you a scale of the tools in this particular process. You can see the blue section of the tool is, sorry. Huh. There we go. The blue section of the tool is the masked portion, and the very tip is the working end that we need to do stuff with. And the masking tolerance is pretty tight, plus or minus 0.05 of an inch, which is 0.125 millimeters. Some of the basic components we were working with is on the hardware side, you needed what we call an XYZ machine, kind of like a little milling machine, a precision spindle to rotate the tools. So in our process, it's kind of similar to what in machining world, what would be called a mill turn. Although we're not removing material, we're actually adding material in this case. A USB camera to provide the camera view for the machine vision. CNC control to control the the motion of the various axes. We had a special USB peripheral that's worked well for making the motion, for controlling the motion and the varying axes, and provide some like programmable buttons for, for whatever you want, maybe to start the process or select which axis or whatever. And then of course a touch screen UI for the operator to see and control. On the software side, of course, Node-RED is kind of at the heart of everything. And so various elements of the Node-RED environment and the new FlowFuse dashboard. That was a big part of the project this summer that Roberto helped as we were transitioning from the original original Node-RED dashboard to the new FlowFuse dashboard, and then moving from UI builder to a template node within the dashboard. So serial port nodes, TCP nodes, file nodes, and then key to this one to what we call LookNC is the OpenCV library for machine vision. So then we have a slide here just kind of showing the bits and pieces and kind of the progression of this process. So, everything on the left to create the HMI component, and then the middle part is the CNC machine kind of components, the machine, the control, and the communication protocol. In this case is serial. And then later we integrated it with a fully automated system with an Epson robot that we communicate with through TCP. So this is just a picture kind of showing in the lab early development, hacking a little machine together and starting to work on a Node-RED UI and dashboard. this is the control that we selected to use. It's an off-the-shelf component that had all the features that we needed. Runs a Grbl firmware that communicates serially. It's pretty standard stuff in like the hobbyist industry for CNC machines. Just a slide showing the transmit side of the communication with the CNC control. Pretty simple. Just a further breakdown, this is the receive side of the signal, and then you can see a subflow in here. This is where all the messaging coming from the Grbl control, where we break those down into their independent components and parse out the messages as we need them. This is the peripheral control. It's got a dial in the middle. I think it was originally made for video editing, I believe, but the dial in the middle is like spring-loaded, and it has like 7 zones in each direction. And then the very center is an incremental, what we would call an MPG, manual pulse generator, and then the programmable buttons around the edge. And then this required making an actual custom node for, which is available. It's the Shuttle Express node, and then parsing those messages out to send them to the UI. So this was the very first machine that we used in a production capacity. So you can see the needle overhead and the spindle, the precision spindle below with the tool. And so we'll take a look at kind of what it looks like being used in process. The blue material is a liquid masking material. The yellow window in this one is the zone, kind of our target zone for where we want the masking material to be. And so this is kind of what the machine looks like when it's being run in production. And this is the manually loaded machine. Each of these tools have a target zone of where the material needs to be deposited. So we took the idea, like I said, and took it to the next step and made a fully automated machine doing the same thing. And it was very easily adaptable thanks to Node-RED, where in the template, just adding some code that's like an overlay on the screen that provides the conduit for the TCP communication to the robot and controlling that functionality. And so we'll watch one of these videos now. This is the screen that you can see here. Again, this is the original Node-RED dashboard. This is the one that we were doing all the work to transfer over to the new FlowFuse dashboard nodes this summer. But just give you an idea of the process. Another view of it. I can see the work. It's all the same stuff, just laid out differently than the manual machine. We have, you can see little details like the heartbeat going there. That tells me that my communication to the robot is live. And so, you know, we went from there. This is the kind of the latest screenshot of the dashboard and the UI control for the machine running in FlowFuse dashboard version 2 with the template node using, you know, the view elements. And this screenshot is showing you when it's in masking mode. This is another way we adapted it. Originally, it was just for masking, but this is kind of showing the masking mode. And you have the elements up here. You can see just kind of an outline of what we call the blank based on the part number. And then we integrated a paint mode because later at the end of the process, we put paint stripes on some of these tools. And so now you get the kind of the finished product look up here. And so the machine now has varying modes. And then now we'll get into the fun stuff, which is the machine vision and the self-programming and the LookNC. So let's do that. So here I'm setting the 0 point for the needle, just verifying it was right. I'm going to run it as is, and you'll see it follow the kind of the lighter blue line at the top. And then I would swipe the tool down, and you'll see the LookNC run again. And now it's a clean line. It wouldn't have made a difference in the process in this scenario, but just to demonstrate the LookNC capability. So now I'll put a different shape tool in and LookNC. When I adjust the parameters here, LookNC will run automatically. You can see it's quite fast, about 100 milliseconds to process the image and do the edge detection and then generate the G code for the control. This is all happening on a Raspberry Pi 5 base device. This is just a video demonstrating numerous different shapes and showing you how the functionality works. So no matter what shape you put in there, it will just adapt to it on the fly. So you can either hit the LookNC button like I did there, or if you move any of the parameters. Now you can see this one wobbling. These go into like a manual call out. It's not a precision machining process that most people might be thinking of. And then this is kind of an extreme example just to show you LookNC's capabilities. And you'll see it follow that, no problem. And then this is kind of the end of the road. This is the fully automated machine running LookNC. So I just put a tool in, let it program itself, and then we'll just kind of watch it do its thing. The machine's indexing. Now it's starting to load tools. That red line is the target, and you have plus or minus 5/1000 of an inch on either side of that is the goal. And you can see it holding that line real nice. And just goes on doing its thing. Got the heartbeat. There's a lot of feedback in the robot system in that panel that's on the screen as well down here. You get color feedback and statuses of having the cage open and stuff. And so that's where we're at today. Kind of our next thing that we want to do, and kind of excited about some of the other things that were shown today with the MCP nodes and learning more about AI and language models, but want to try and use the AI to integrate with the machine vision for shape recognition of the individual tools, as well as defect detection in process to help us in the manufacturing process. So I think that's the end of it.
That is awesome, Josh. Really interesting use case. Even I now better understand your comment about this not being about actual CNCing as the process, but more of the application of the polymer to the tool.
Yeah.
There's quite a few questions on the dashboard slash UI side that you've demonstrated. So I'm assuming that's not a native Node-RED implementation. You had to use something within the browser to pull in the video feed from the vision system. How was that possible or done?
Yeah, so there's nothing in there that's not off the shelf native to Node-RED.
Oh wow.
All
Okay.
of that magic is happening in the template node, so it's just standard web page programming. So we're using, the standard media streams that are available. If you're doing standard HTML, JavaScript, CSS web pages, all in the
Hmm.
template node. And then, like I said, we pull in the OpenCV.js library, and that's what we use for our machine vision, the tool set for the machine vision for edge detection and so on and so forth. So
Interesting.
it's
I'm
all
not as
one,
familiar.
it's one single template node. It's one template node doing, the part that shows the camera view. is
Mhm.
it's just a single node.
Very interesting. I'll have to do some more research. I'm familiar with Cognex and Keyent solutions on the industrial
Hmm.
vision side, but I've not heard about the solution that you've used. So
Yep.
I'll have to do some research on that front. But I guess as I understand the application, so currently you're doing control and positioning of the, I guess, like dispenser needle, but you're not necessarily checking the quality yet, and that's kind of your next step with the AI vision, right?
Yeah, it's one of those processes that once you get it set up and running, it's kind of hands off. You don't have to do a lot to babysit it, but every things happen. You get tools mixed up. Being able to detect things like that would be, very, very handy.
Mhm.
And if you have a wrong tool in a batch of tools, or just a bad tool, sometimes you have machining defects, right, that come through.
Yeah.
So there's a variety of things that you could be detecting, as well as perhaps where that masking line is supposed to be. You could be verifying that. Yeah, catch
Mm.
things. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know there's a few more raised hands and quite a few comments in the chat. If you want to reach out to Josh directly, I would assume that would be possible over LinkedIn or email. But we do have I guess, a very brief break between the current session and the next one, so 5 minutes, and we should be back with Grant Chase in just a moment. Thank you so much, Josh. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Have a good one.
All right. Cheers.